Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Mad Scientist Podcast, and I'm joined by the person it seems like he is involved with more shows, more podcasts than I am. It is the Fly or Die. He is the UCW Tag Team Champion, Garuda.
Orale, what's up guys? This is Garuda. I'm happy to be here tonight.
Yes, and this time he's not sleeping. And we are joined by a very special guest, first time ever on the podcast. It is the Livewire, what kind of champion?
The Livewire Amplified Champion.
Livewire Amplified Champion. You hook the championship to Amplify, it becomes a bigger championship. That's what I know. He is also the cash in the briefcase holder of the WWA4. He's the scrap battle champion. He is the pure asshole, Ash Bennet.
Ooh, I'm carrying them all. I'm going for all of them. And actually, this is my first time on any podcast.
Any podcast. It's a debut. And
Debut of the designated driver.
yes, he's driving. It's a double duty. We are on our way back from Indiana, Paradigm Professional Wrestling. It was UWFI show. It was the Terminal Combat, and it was a crazy show. It was a 4-hour show.
Yeah, it did not feel like 4 hours. Like, it went by, everything was paced really well. It was a fun night overall.
Yeah, and they had a lot of matches, and the special rules about that show was that you have 5 minutes with every match, and it's UWF5 rules, which means it's kind of like shoot style. You can win with a knockout, submission, and if the 5 minutes run out, then you can have weapons involved in a match, and that's totally legal. And what do you think about the entire show, Garuda? What's your takeaway? We watched some of the matches. It was pretty cool. What do you want to share?
It's different of what we used to, but it's very interesting, very entertaining. I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, definitely. It's
one more thing.
Yep.
Dirty Maduri.
Dirty Maduri. Oh shit. We have to censor that maybe in Bulgarian.
Yes.
Yeah. Garuda's saying dirty old balls. That's what he's saying.
I'm learning Bulgarian.
Learning Bulgarian.
One dirty ball at a time.
One dirty ball at a time. That works. I'm missing a thing on the microphone. I don't know where it fell. We'll find it eventually.
Which drop?
The phone thing on the mic.
The phone thing?
Yeah, I don't know where it fell.
What thing?
It's the risk of a live podcast, ladies and gentlemen. But the thing is,
You need it?
yeah.
The phone thing.
The foam, you know how there's a foam one?
Well, call us the 8th month of the year, because we're going raw on this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it'll come out anywhere. Yeah. But the thing is, at the UWF5 show, Terminal Combat, we had representative of the WWA4, none other than the suplex assassin himself, Alex Kane. And he had... Does it bullet put the work?
Work.
Go to sleep on the mattress. Suplex assassin. And he had a match against Isaiah Broner, which it was a very good match. Sadly, Alex was not victorious in this match, and
That was his first loss at Paradigm also.
Yes, first loss at Paradigm. It caught a lot of people by surprise. People thought that he's gonna dominate Isaiah. Maybe not exactly dominate, but he's gonna defeat Isaiah. But they both had no losses in Paradigm, so it was a great story.
Yeah, one of them had to lose. Unfortunately, it had to be Kane.
Yeah, but you never know. It's sometimes you win and sometimes you learn, and hopefully he'll learn from that match. And I'm pretty sure he'll be back stronger than ever. And as you know, No Hook, again presented by Paradigm Wrestling, has begun its second season, and maybe we're not gonna spoil anything, but I'm pretty sure that you can find a fellow masked wrestler going by the name Garuda in the season 2.
Maybe. Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe another Mexican-American wrestler going by the name of Bobby Flaco.
Maybe. Who knows? Quien sabe? Who knows?
Quien sabe? Koi does not. And maybe a Bulgarian fellow, and maybe a guy that goes by the name Phoenix Kid.
Shout out to Phoenix Kid, yo.
Shout out Phoenix Kid.
Yeah, I miss this guy. He's great. He's doing his thing in the West Coast. And yeah, shout out to Phoenix Kid.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Last time we were at Paradigm, it was a taping, 2-day taping. One day was UWFI, the other day was Paradigm No Hook, and it was 2 very long but very productive days. And we could talk to a Phoenix Kid for a long time. We got to know him a little bit, and it was pretty cool. Again, shout out to Phoenix Kid. But before all that, we can probably also talk about action wrestling.
Action wrestling.
Because we have right here, Ash has been part of Action's newest show called Next Up.
Next up, be sure to catch that on IWTV. That's before every action.
Yes, sir. And last Friday, you were the main event of Next Up. What can you tell us about that match?
I was the main event of the last one. I was the main event of the last one before that. Main event of the last one before that. And I'm sure I'm going to main event the next one. I came out on top last time. I mean, it was a hard-hitting match. Noah Hossman is a talent to look out for. Like, he hit hard, I hit hard. And it ended up with me choking him out with the asphyxiation.
Asphyxiation. It took me maybe 5 times for AR Fox to say it so that I can pronounce it properly. Asphyxiation.
It's because Ash is fixated on winning, and there's no other reason for that name.
No other reason. Also, 2 days ago, because now it's Saturday in the morning, it's 1:30 a.m. You became the scrap battle champion and the cash in the briefcase holder. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that was eventful. Believe it or not, this is actually my second time holding the scrap battle championship. My first one, I held it for 5 seconds when it was under 24/7 rules.
Yeah, when you had that? I don't remember that.
Yeah, that was before the pandemic. Actually, December 5th, 2019.
December 5th.
I remember that.
Shout out to December 5th. He's a cool guy.
I remember that night because that was the night me and Nikki Heat won the tag titles for the last time.
Yeah.
That was her last match with the 4.
Pure heat.
That, before I even knew that was going to be her last match for a while, that was one of my favorite matches. I've watched that match back. It was me and Nikki Heat versus Cav. Before the brain damage caused him to be Kurt.
Kurt Curtavious, that elegant son of a gun.
Genuinely one of my favorite matches. It was an emotional match for both of us. We won back the titles that we lost to the Rednexkins previous.
But wait a second, you both faced just Kevin Canyon, not Bobby Flaco too?
Yes, so we won a #1 contendership match by actually beating Alex Kane and his manager at the time, Stefan LeVay. We were given the opportunity to face them 2 weeks later, the Rednexkins, for the tag titles.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Bob was not able to make it.
He probably got stopped at the border.
Cav was there alone, and he offered up a handicap match for the tag titles. I've watched that match back so many times. Like, it's up there, top 3 matches, if not top 2. Me and Nikki came out victorious, but the next week, Nikki was not able to make it. I got into a car accident, so my car was totaled. I wasn't able to make it, so we ended up getting stripped of the titles. And that's what started a few month-long losing streak, which actually caused me to temporarily retire to referee status.
Referee status.
Referee status. Shout out to Rico.
Rico Gonzalez.
So actually, yeah, that looking back, I've never made the connection. That was such a butterfly effect. Like,
isn't it crazy when you exactly what you said, when you look back or when you describe a story, when you're telling a story, how you find how you can come to realization that I don't know, you can find different details about the story just when you share it more.
oh yeah, that's insane. I can't tell you how many times that's happened, just going back, like talking about my matches or even just experiences in life before wrestling, just connecting the dots, and it's like, wow, that led me to where I am today.
Yeah. And you can only connect the dots when you look back.
Yeah.
Garuda, do you like connecting dots?
Connecting dots.
Yeah.
What do you
like
mean?
like drawings.
Drawings.
Talking about drawings, you have one of the best masks in the game.
Actually, I used to draw a lot. I used to like enjoy it a lot when I was
draw a dime, brother.
yeah, like I get it now.
That was a very genuine life.
Good.
Laugh, not life.
But I was pretty good at drawing, I can say. I was actually gonna become an architect, but that never happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You drew your own mask design, correct?
Yeah. People always ask me about my mask, like who designed it. I'm like, me. I sketched that out like when I was younger, when I was like 11, because I always had this crazy dream of becoming a pro wrestler. So
now you're living it.
Yeah. I can finally say that I'm a pro wrestler.
Yeah, I'll share a little quick story with you guys. We were at Paradigm Pro, and Garuda is very high on kayfabe, which I respect the hell out of that, because it takes extra effort, extra time, and everything, and investment too. So nobody really knows who he is, and we were on our way out. We were talking with WWA4's promoter Gary, and he was thanking us for the help, the A4 crew. And he was talking to Garuda, but he didn't know that was Garuda. And as we mentioned, he already had a match for a Paradigm, which you're gonna see season 2, no hook. But yeah, Gary found out in the end that Garuda was actually Garuda, and that was pretty cool. It just goes to show how dedicated he is with kayfabe, and that's pretty cool.
When I told him who I was, he was like, "Oh yeah, I remember you now."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Of course I couldn't tell." I'm like, "Well, yeah, that's the whole point."
It means it works.
Yeah. I was like, it means I'm doing my job.
Yeah, we're like Clark Kent and Superman. Oh, just the glasses, man.
Just the glasses, Clark Kent.
Take glasses off, and it's like a new person.
Move the glasses, Superman.
Yeah, or Perry the Platypus with the hat. But yeah, so Ash Bennet was, and probably, as you said, will be the main event or the next up at Action. Garuda can share some more stories about Action Wrestling, because for the last maybe 3 or 4 shows, he's been a regular part of the Action roster. How do you feel about all the shows? Your last show? What can you tell us about your Action experience, Garuda?
First of all, I'm very honored, and I'm very grateful for the opportunities that Mike Griffin and Dylan have given me. But man, it's crazy. Like it's unbelievable. I love it. I love being part of the Action wrestling roster, and I've been getting good reactions from the crowd, from the people, even online. I'm getting good reactions from it. So I'm enjoying it. I'm thankful, and I don't know, man. Like, I'm excited. I'm very excited to be part of this project. So yeah.
Yeah, every time you have a different attire, you have different gear, you look like a Power Ranger that levels up every time. Super Saiyan. You were white, you were yellow, were you blue and purple or not?
Purple and blue. Yeah, purple and blue.
Purple and blue. You were everything. Last show, if I'm not mistaken, it was you versus Liam Gray, and Adrian Alliance was in his corner, and everybody knows the Skulk. They have the longest entrance. And if I'm not mistaken, they were their entrance was maybe 3 or 4 minutes easily. And what happened while they were making the entrance, Garuda?
Oh my god, dude! Like, so I was just waiting for them, and I got tired of waiting, and I hit a Garza on them.
Garza.
Yeah, so I dove and I hit him with a move that a lot of people like. So I was tired of waiting. I'm like, come on, dude, let's go right now, right here.
Yeah, it's I was at the back in the locker room, and we had a big screen set up just because it was on IWTV Live, and we were watching the match, and out of nowhere, Adrian and Liam, they're taking their time. They're arguing with the LDI front row with the kid that always wants to fight them.
Shout out to that one kid.
Shout out to that kid.
Yeah.
At some point, exactly. At some point, we just see Garuda flying over the camera person, diving into Adrian and Liam, and it was a very hot start to the match.
Yeah,
I think
you almost got a quick pin. You threw him in the ring, hit a move, and it was a close 3.
Yeah, I thought I had him for real.
No,
with that move.
Yeah, I don't think they were expecting that. That was so smart. And
yeah, it was a hot short match. Of course, they had to cheat to win. They had to bully me.
Yeah, you know what? I think you would have won if it wasn't for Adrian to distract the referee.
Know. Damn it, Adrian. Party pooper.
Party pooper, Adrian. But know what? The Curry's coming soon.
Yeah, the Curry was away. Luckily for them, but next month, things will be different. So, we're gonna see y'all in the ring.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this, we're
You
coming
better
after
be
y'all.
supporting your boy Damien.
Hell yeah.
Support.
Share the fuck out of this.
Speaking of Damien, let me turn this interview around on you. Your match at Action was getting so much buzz.
Bro.
You
buzz on
easily one of the best matches of the night. You told a story like no other, and I only hear
all
praise.
Over my Twitter, like all over my Twitter, like Damien Tangra and Brendan
Williams.
Yeah, they were all like, yeah.
I hear that with every single one of your matches at Action at this point. Like, you had one of the best matches. Like, I remember your match with Cabana Man Dan. Like, that was amazing. People were cheering, and you guys really didn't even do anything yet.
Yeah, it's first of all, thank you for the words, guys. With Cabana Man Dan, it was interesting because I didn't know that I was going to have the match until, you know how at day 4 we have the Thursday show.
Yeah.
I showed up for the Thursday show and I found out that I'm having a match against Cabana Man Dan the next day. Nobody texted me, nobody said anything. I just saw a picture and I thought, okay, so I guess I'm having the match.
Were you planning on going to Action already, or was that something that you had to?
Yeah, I was planning on going to Action, and Matt asked me if I can help out with setup, and I told him yes, and he told me just in case bring your gear. I was like, okay, cool, yeah, I'll do it. And then a couple hours later, I saw the picture, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'm wrestling, which that was cool. And Dan was first of all, he is so humble, but at the same time he's so motivated, and especially with the way he has changed his character right now, he's so driven. I've never seen him so motivated before, and right now he's the New South champion. That's a big championship, and it's a big company to carry, and he's doing it in a very good way. But going back to Brandon Williams, he's from New South too, from Alabama. And I've had some people that were saying that they want to see the match and this and that, and that was cool. I always I'm flattered by things like that, and I wasn't sure if they're gonna make the match happen, but in Action they did, and I know his style, he knows my style, so we studied each other, and it was in a way a chess game, and he was a very good competitor, I'm not gonna lie. And he almost got me, but I think that my final trap worked out, and I was able to catch him in the STF, and that's how the match ended. But Last time he was at Action, he kind of disrespected Alex Kane, and I told him I didn't like that. I didn't appreciate that. And this time he came to fight. He came to prove why he belongs there, and I think he did all that. And I showed him respect at the end of the match, and hopefully that's not our last match. I think it's just the first one. And actually with Paradigm, with UWA4, we're both in the same tournament, the middleweight. And check out this name. It's a Super Middleweight Grand Prix.
Ooh.
It's a big name.
Yeah, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, but there are the odds that if I win my match, he wins his match, we might go on and face each other. So
And I'm sure people would love to see as many parts to that match. Like, however many rematches you guys have, like, it's every single one is probably going to be something to talk about.
we're gonna do the exact same match. We're just gonna add one more move.
That's the structure you need to learn.
Yeah, but yeah, I enjoyed wrestling him because he pushed me to my limit. I think that I pushed him to his limit as well, and that's the best case scenario, just pushing each other to our best ability. And I don't know what the future will hold, but so far so good. And Action comes back on June 25th. We don't have any matches announced for it yet, right?
Not that I'm aware of.
I'm pretty sure I'm facing this goal. I want to face this goal because Takuri's back. So
We all want
I'm
to
gonna
face this goal.
request that match. I'm gonna ask
Takuri's
Matt
back.
for it.
So, are you saying that it's gonna be one more match? Dare I say,
Yes.
uno más?
Uno más. Yes, sir. Uno
Yeah.
más.
It's Action is always fun.
Oh yeah. And Garuda,
Yeah.
with the insurgence of how many new tag teams there are forming in Action, do you think they're gonna bring in a tag title?
That's a very good question. And if they do, you know, I think me and Takuri are like some pretty good contenders for it.
Absolutely.
So I mean, who knows? You know, that's the thing about Action. Like, Matt is very unpredictable sometimes. So you know, he could just show up one time and say, "Hey, guess what? Tag team tournament or something," and you know, now we have to, you know, new tag team belts, and now we have to, you know, wrestle to win them. So who knows? But that's a very good question, and I would love to see some tag team belts in Action Wrestling. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a very interesting topic. I agree with you guys, and definitely I agree with Ash. There's a lot more new tag teams, new teams in Action.
Yeah, there's a lot of great tag teams in Action right now. Like, you know, of course, Violence is whatever, and you know, Alex, even the Skull, they're pretty good too.
I mean,
Yeah.
that new
You know?
tag team, Bob and Rob,
Bob and Rob, yeah, who we have faced before, and
meshed together
yeah,
really well.
Bob and Rob.
The Bob and Rob connection. Also lurking, getting ready for the Action show at some point. And the next up show, we have the North Side, Shooter Gabe and Jose Manny Manuel. So it's loaded.
It's not even just Action next up that you have to watch out for them. Like, they're getting a name over at Pro South. They're getting a name over at All Star. Like, they're legitimate brothers. They've grown up together. They know each other, and you can tell that in the ring. Like, they are a team to make sure to watch. And they come from the Four, so that just gives you every more reason to watch them.
Yeah, and if you don't know, they have faced the Skulk before, and they have defeated the Skulk. So they are the current WWA4 Tag Team Champions. So definitely I agree with what Ash said, but maybe I'll switch the topic a little bit. And he mentioned the Four, and we were talking with Garuda and with Ash how when there's new people at the WWA4, the pro wrestling school that is ran by Air Fox and Ayla Fox, we can see how in 2-3 months the people becoming very, very confident, and they just try moves, and it's a nice thing to see. And most recently, I don't say that I'm happy about it, but I got attacked by Caroline, and man, she's good.
She's so good. Like, I hate to say it, like, she's doing amazing.
Yeah.
When she started off, she was so shy and so to herself, and you would never believe that the Caroline you see on the live stream is the same one that signed up.
Yeah, I don't even recognize her sometimes, but you know, she's been putting in the work, and you know, she's enjoying herself now. She's having fun while doing this. So yeah, like she's doing great. I can say I'm very proud of her.
That's really all wrestling is, just have fun. Like, no matter what you do, like, you have people that will hit as hard as they can and want to be hit as hard as they can, and that's fun to them. You have people like Damien, like, you are a chain wrestler and that's fun to you. Garuda, you're a high flyer luchador, that's fun to you. Like, you can tell with my style, I just have fun. Like, I joke around in the ring, maybe even when I shouldn't, but I'm just having fun, and that's what I want people to learn from wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling is what you make it, and it can be anything. It's we've definitely seen Ash have a lot of fun, but we've seen him defend the Internet Championship, and we've also seen him main event WWN League Wars in a crazy triple threat match with Ash, Bennet versus AR Fox versus Cavern Canyon, and that was, what a night it was. Can you talk a little bit more about that night and the match itself and maybe the aftermath? What are your recollections?
Man, that night, like, that was the closest I've ever seen the entire school. Like, we all hugged in the center of the ring, we all shed some tears together. We were a genuine family that night.
Somebody touched my butt, but
it was probably me.
I looked back and there was nobody there.
Yeah, so yeah, it was probably me. I moved quick.
Okay, smooth. Yeah, I agree with you. It was a very very tight community, family, and the entire school. It was a show that felt exactly as if we did not leave Atlanta, and to have that stage with the WWN and their streaming services, it was great. Yeah, and after the show, I think it just helped out so much with the school and everybody. It just put the school on a different level and a different platform to be seen.
Yeah, like, last I heard, but this was like months ago, last I heard was that Fight TV or WWN show, it got over 1,000 pay-per-view buys. And last I checked, it was rated 5 stars. I don't know if that's changed at all. I hope not, because it was a 5-star event.
Yeah, I remember one thing that Fox said in the beginning of the show. He said that no matter what happens tonight, you're going to see a lot of passion. Yeah. And that's exactly what the show was all about. It was about passion. It was about everybody trying to push each other to perform better and to give it their all. And that's what happened. And I think that the crowd in attendance appreciated it. I think that everybody involved gave it their best, and it was a very, very unique, crazy night that I'm so happy that I was part of it. But yeah, it's definitely has been a cool ride. The A4 is so unique, mainly because of Air Fox's ways of teaching. What do you think is the most, I don't know, useful thing that Fox is teaching, or unique, or what do you want to share about the teaching methods of the WWA4?
You want to go first, Garuda? You've been here longer than I have, so you've seen a lot more.
I mean, everything that he says, like, you know, because to be honest, in wrestling, like, every day you always learn something new, and I'm sure he does that as well. Like, he learns something new as well. So he's just like, his passion for it, and I think I've said it before, like, he just, the way he transmits, like, the love for wrestling, that makes you want to, like, go harder every day too. So I want to say, like, his energy, his vibe, I don't know, like, being around Fox, like, you know, the way he teaches us, the way he trains us, like, he just makes us, or at least me, he makes me hungry for more.
Actually, I agree with you, and I'll share my viewpoint on that, because what I've noticed, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but what I've noticed is Fox kinda can tell. Thank you very much, GPS. Fox can tell what you're comfortable with and what you're uncomfortable with, but also, just because exactly what Garuda said, he is so dedicated to wrestling and so passionate, and that thing, his passion is affecting you in a way that, okay, you might have been uncomfortable with something, but now just because you're around him and around the whole atmosphere in the school, you're willing to do more and to try out more stuff, just because of having fun and enjoying it and just seeing where your limits are. And that's not a bad thing. And by the time you actually look back, you have probably learned moves that you would never dare to do if it wasn't for Fox or some of the other students in the school too, because we're trying to support each other. What do you think, Ash?
Yeah, I mean, Fox has a method that I have never even fathomed before. It's literally, he doesn't have a game plan. He comes into class every day, literally every day. He pretty much lives there. Like, this is his life. But
I saw a tent.
Yeah, there's been the Fox Den, there's been the tent, he's had everything.
The Fox Den, I remember that.
So yeah, he doesn't have a game plan. He comes in and sees who's there and says, what do you guys want to do? He doesn't force anyone to learn anything, and that's a style or like a teaching mechanism that is so...
He's very adaptive.
Yeah, very adaptive. Like, we were teaching Canadian destroyers to people, like, on their second week.
It's a good shine.
Yeah, start of the shine.
But yeah, I definitely agree with that. And maybe I've already talked with Garuda about that, but if you don't mind sharing with us, Ash, what made you start wrestling or think about wrestling, and maybe you can talk about some of your inspirations in early ages and all that. What would you like to share with us about all that, your start in professional wrestling?
You know, it's crazy because I genuinely can't tell you that there was a point where I said that I was going to be a wrestler. It just slowly happened over time, and then next thing I know is like, yeah, I'm going to wrestle.
I'm in spandex.
Oh, yeah. Tights are my favorite part. So I walked in on my brother watching SmackDown in 2010.
I thought you were going to say something different.
That's what got me into wrestling.
Whoa.
It was, believe it or not, Drew McIntyre versus JTG. And that got me hooked. I watched every SmackDown, watched every Raw. I remember Jack Swagger cashing in his Money in the Bank on Chris Jericho. I've been watching ever since then, and like, it grew into, my friends started watching. I'd wrestle them on my trampoline. We'd just hang out, watch wrestling. We'd wrestle. My mom actually wouldn't let me join the school wrestling team because all the kids were bigger than me, so I was on the bowling team instead. I don't know how much that's helped my wrestling career currently, but I'm here, I'm doing it. And there was a school, because I'm from upstate New York, I've lived there my whole life, all 20 years before I moved to Atlanta. There was a school in that area that I joined, and I wasn't really allowed in the ring because I was new. I was finally allowed in, and what was it, 2 months after I signed up,
wow,
the school closed down. So after that, it was like, all right, I dipped my toes in the pool, so I got to find out where to go all in. And my goal was always WWA4, where I was planning on training at the school in New York and then moving to the WWA4 in Atlanta. But with that 2 months, it was like, all right, I just got to save up and I'll start from scratch. So I packed up my room, packed up my belongings, said bye to my family. I brought my girlfriend and my old roommate, who was one of my best friends. And we all found an apartment in Georgia. And the rest, I've just been living my dream that I never expected to even come true.
Yeah, but it goes to show that hard work, dedication, focus, it pays off. It takes time, as you said, but from what you said, it's wrestling came to you, or the idea of being a professional wrestler very natural, and as if it was something to be. So you can't fight that. It's, in my opinion, always. People can be whatever they want to be. They can be whoever they want to be. They can work whatever they want to work, as long as they're happy and as long as they're not interfering with other people's liberties. So having the opportunity to be a professional wrestler, it's you get so many chances to affect people in a good way and to motivate them, and it's just a very unique and interesting line of work. And yeah, I mean, it's the best thing in the world, in my opinion. And Garuda,
Yes.
Mr. Garuda,
What's up?
what's up? No,
Huh?
no, he's busy. Garuda in one trip has booked so many matches.
Yeah.
Yes. He's
Yeah.
staying busy.
I booked 2 dates today. So yeah.
Staying busy.
Trying.
Busy man.
Trying.
But we've talked about your start in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
With Bobby Flacco in that episode.
Yeah.
I don't know if do you want to share any stories about the old school, because you've seen a lot of things. The old location was behind Club Wax, correct?
I miss seeing the strippers get to work. I'm kidding. No. No. Some of you know the old school was right behind the strip club. So I think one thing I don't miss at all is messing with that security guard outside.
Yeah.
He
wouldn't let us park there.
Yeah, he wouldn't let us park, like, cause he would think that we would go to the strip club or whatever, and then he try to charge us every time. I'm like, bro, I'm going to the wrestling school.
Yeah.
And he like, oh, you can park here.
Yeah.
He like, you have to park over there, or like, I'll have to park like across from the building.
Yeah.
You know.
Very quick story. First time I went to the old school, the old location behind Club Wax. I go there and I'm about to park, and the security guy that Garuda just mentioned, he comes to me. He's like, "Well, it will cost like this and this much to park." I'm like, "Oh man, that wrestling school must be very prestige." And like, are you going for the club? No, I'm going for the school. Oh, you can park at the back. Okay, cool. So I go there, and wasn't as prestigious as I thought it would be, but it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool, man.
This wrestling school has its own security.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, like where we at now is a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It definitely has a new atmosphere at the new building.
It's more breathable, I guess, if you can say that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yes.
Yeah, because we used to get really, really hot at the old building because we didn't have any windows or nothing. And where we at now, we have that huge garage door that we can open at any time.
Yes, one time I remember I was at the school was still at the old location behind Club Wax, and people broke in at the wrestling school because they thought they were breaking in Club Wax trying to steal money. But when they saw all the equipment in the wrestling rings, they broke a window and they broke a big hole in the wall. When they saw the wrestling rings and all the equipment, they just left. Nothing was stolen, but we had to clean a lot of debris. But I mean, it just goes to show you that
It's Atlanta.
yeah, it was a very eventful place in a way. And my first independent show that I've watched ever was actually at the New Building. It was, if I'm not mistaken, 2018 January 1st. And Shugdi was in one of the matches. Leon Ruff, Fox, Austin Theory was there. It was a crazy match. It was my first independent wrestling show, and I remember my first thought was, wow, this is way cooler than on TV. Way cooler in person.
Oh yeah.
And that is... we just passed a big plastic dinosaur. I got scared for a second because it's dark. So I was like, whoa.
Very realistic looking.
Yeah, very realistic. Too realistic. But yeah, it's the WWA4 definitely has its students all over Georgia, all over some of the bigger promotions in the country, and that's definitely a good thing. I don't know if you guys want to ask something or add something. What?
Actually, I have talked about my two favorite matches, me and Nikki versus Cav, and the League Wars match, me versus Cav versus Fox. What are your guys' favorite matches that you've had?
Oh, that's a great question. Do you want me to answer first, Garuda?
Sure.
Let's see. I mean, recently I've really enjoyed my match with Brandon Williams because it was, in my opinion, there was nothing that didn't have place in it. Anything that will not make sense was skipped. So we were both going for a win. We're both going for a submission. So there was no transitions or attempts or anything that we would not do in a fight. I enjoyed that one a lot. Let's see, from the school, I'm very happy with one of my matches, which was a triple threat with me, one more person, and Big Money, and I enjoyed that one because, as you guys know, with the school, everybody has such a different schedule that doing storylines, sometimes it's a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
And we did a storyline that maybe took us 2 or 3 months, and we were very strict on the matches leading to the storyline. So we show something, but also we leave a lot of questions unanswered, and that was kind of special to me too, because it was my first time that I main evented I think a big show for the school.
There's a slowdown on I-65 south between exits 112 and 108 that is causing a delay. You can avoid it by
Series
going
a
I-840 west, which saves 7 minutes if you prefer to.
Series a heel.
No thanks.
No, Siri, thank you.
Now let's save 7 minutes. I'll accept
Oh,
that.
we just saved 7 minutes, but the 1 minute she's talking, you cannot have that back. But I was going to say that it was very difficult to do a storyline in the school because everybody has different schedule. But for 2 or 3 months, we were very strict on the storyline, and I think that when the match was about to happen, the hype behind it was very, very real, and also I think that we delivered on the match. And sadly, I cannot advertise the match and all that, but that's one of the matches I'm happy about, because the match, in my opinion, was good, the storyline was good, and also every character involved progressed in a certain way. What are your favorite matches, Garuda?
Recently I had a match at the school with Spectre. It was different. It was fun, man. I really enjoyed working him. It was
He's very new to wrestling
he's
too.
very new. He's very fucking new, but this guy gets it. Like he just gets it, you know. like I'm actually very like surprised because for the time that he's been doing this for like he's getting it real quick. So I asked him I wanted to wrestle him like maybe like 2 weeks before the match happened, and then we made it happen. It's I think he shared it. He sent me a copy. I'm gonna upload it soon so y'all can watch it on my Instagram or maybe on YouTube too. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Subscribe to Garuda's OnlyFans.
Right, have my own Snapchat Premium. Hello.
You'll see him only with his mask on.
Hello. Oh my God.
Dirty Maduri.
Where's the mask?
Dirty Maduri.
Hey, you don't know where I'm gonna be wearing the mask. Garuda's wings.
Garuda's wings. So your match with Spectre.
Yeah. Well, it was like 2 weeks ago, I say, when it happened. But it was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. Shout out to Spectre, by the way. He rode with me that same week. I had a show in Alabama in New Era, and I managed to get him a spot. And you know, he was so happy because he debuted in Alabama. I think Alabama. I know he debuted somewhere else before. I forgot where.
Coastal Empire. I brought him to that show.
Oh yeah, in Savannah. So he made his Indies debut in the Scramble.
It was a Rumble.
Oh,
he was
Rumble.
number 29. I was 28. He was 29, and then Logan Creed was number 30.
Oh God. Yeah, I've been in one of those with Logan Creed. It was not fun.
Oh yeah, I pinched Logan Creed's nipple, and then he threw me over the top rope.
Yeah. He yeah.
Did Logan Creed throw you over the top rope, or did Logan Creed's nipple throw you over the top rope?
Oh.
Well, I grabbed his nipple, he grabbed my throat, and then next thing I knew, I was over the top. So it could have been anything.
But yeah, like we managed to get him a spot in New Era. He was happy. He did great. I watched his match. He was let's see. I think he was right before mine. I don't remember exactly, but I think he was 3 and I was 4, or vice versa. But I watched it, and I was so proud of him. Like he did really good. Even the people in the back were like asking him questions and stuff, like, hey, like how long you been working for or whatever, because they were like, they didn't believe him when he said that, you know, he's just a few months in.
Yeah.
But yeah, keep the shit up, Spectre.
That's incredible. That's incredible. And now that you guys mentioned independent debuts, I'll share the story of my independent debut. It was a show called Wrestling for God. It was a charity show. I wrestled Cavern Canyon, and I wrestled for God. I mean, it's all downhill from there. Once you wrestle for God, you should just retire. You should just retire. Sadly, I did not, so I keep going. But it was a cool show. It's my first $10 ever made from pro wrestling. It's my first money ever made from pro wrestling, and I have those $10 in a frame. And yeah, it was a cool experience. You know how the match started? I botched what is it when you get Irish whip, a shoulder tackle. I botched a shoulder
How do
tackle.
you botch that?
Yeah, how do you botch a shoulder tackle? I tried to hug Cavern Canyon somehow. I was super nervous and I botched a shoulder tackle, and Cavern, being the professional he is, he just kicked me and we kept going.
Yeah, that's all you can do, really.
Yeah, because I tried to hug him. I was trying to hug it out before it was a thing. But
I'm gonna assume Cav beat you.
actually, no, I defeated him.
Ooh.
Yeah, because it was a bad guy, and know what? God loves the good guys.
God was on your side that night.
God was on my side. But no jokes on the side. It just really helps out when you get the debut out of the way, because then it's just okay. Now it's time to learn and improve, and definitely WWA4 helps out a lot with that, with our live streams, with some of the fans that we get in attendance, and Guys, I had a lot of fun talking to you. If you want to add something, maybe you can share your social media so that people can follow you and keep up with what you have going on next. What is your social media, Mr. Ash Bennet?
All right, my Twitter is at the pure ash hole, ash ASH, not ass, and my Instagram is at the pure _ ash hole.
It's an underscore.
There's an underscore in there.
And you can follow me, Damien Tangra, all social media. If you go to TikTok and
In 2 miles, take exit.
come on, Siri, you're gonna cut me off again?
Startsville.
What a heel. We should sign her up. But anyway, you can find me, Damien Tangra, on social media. I'm not on OnlyFans yet,
Not yet.
but you never know in time. I have another social media. If you find me on TikTok, you're gonna look at my cats doing weird stuff. And actually, Ash met my cats.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
very friendly, very fluffy.
The orange cat, Danny.
Especially the orange kid.
But you can follow me on social media, Damien Tangra, Twitter, Instagram. Everything's the same. It's a weird perk of having a weird name.
Don't forget to plug that Patreon.
Yeah,
Subscribe to my boy.
Patreon too. You can
Exclusive content.
exclusive content. Probably you will have not probably, but 100%. You're gonna have some topic of this interview exclusive to Patreon. So,
Half a mile, take exit.
oh come on, Siri, you kidding me?
US 68
Trying to stop us from making money.
Yeah, trying to promote here, Siri.
Actually, thank you for saying that, because
Yeah, we almost missed
I was gonna miss the turn.
Almost missed the exit. But yeah, you can subscribe to my Patreon through YouTube, whatever. OnlyFans, not there yet, but maybe in time. And Garuda, where can we find your social media, sir?
Yes, you can. Okay, Siri. You can find me on Instagram at king_Garuda, and you can also find me on
Quarter
Twitter.
mile, turn left onto Kentucky 101 South.
Shut up. Anyway, you can find me on Twitter at King Garuda.
Turn left onto Kentucky.
Woo!
Okay, let's do this again. Let's try this again. At King Garuda. Now I fucked up.
Yeah, now that one was on you.
Twitter at King Garuda _ So the underscore is at the end. So King Garuda all together, then underscore. Fuck you, Siri.
Continue on Kentucky 101 South for 20 miles.
Alright guys, I had a lot of fun talking to you, and hopefully our listeners had a lot of fun listening to us. That's all from the Mad Sciences podcast. Bye from Damien Tangra.
Bye from the pure ash hole, Ash Bennet.
Ciao from Garuda.
Orale.